Very special Shabbat. A lot of Sebulot are mentioned in this Shabbat. There are different communities and different minhagim, right? Regarding Aseret HaDiberot, the Ten Commandments. By the way, very important to review some halachot. We have to know. No way, it's not working. Okay, we have to know that at the moment of the Aseret HaDiberot, it's very important not to stand up for Aseret HaDiberot. People think Aseret HaDiberot, Ten Commandments are very, very important, right? So they stand up for Aseret HaDiberot, and the Rambam writes that that's a very big problem because then you show that only the Ten Commandments is the real Torah, Barmina. All year around, you sit down when they read the Torah. Ten Commandments, you go and you stand up. That's why says the Rambam not to do it. However, usually the minhag is to give the kavod to the rabbi to go up for this aliyah. And people are, for the kavod of the rabbi, they stand up for his kavod and they can continue being up for the whole entire aliyah. But Rabotai, it's written regarding the Ten Commandments that Borei Olam, at the moment that he gave the Torah, tzipor lo tziyetza, all the animals, they didn't make even one small noise, not the birds, not the donkeys, any type of animal, not the dogs, no animal made a noise. Even the waters, they stopped moving. The wind stopped to go around. Rabotai, was a complete quiet all around the world at the moment of Matan Torah. And the question is, why such a big deal? I mean, of course, it's a big deal, Matan Torah. But why the whole entire world have to stop? You want to stop around the place of Am Yisrael to be able to hear the voice of God. I understand. But what I have to do, guys in, in Europe, that they will see that there is no birds flying around, there is no animals making all type of noise. Why is it so important? And one of the answers that I heard, it's an answer that we have to believe in this, and not only to believe in this, to live with that thought. The answer is, Rabotai, we don't understand what is the power of the Torah that God gives us. God gives to each one of us Torah, and with this Torah, the whole world is depending on our Torah. The whole world depends on our behavior according to the Torah. And we don't have to be big mekubalin to see that. Just look, whoever learned a little bit of history, you can realize that. You can realize that every single time that Am Yisrael had troubles was because we didn't follow Torah. At the second that Am Yisrael decided to make a change, automatically Torah started to protect us. And that's how it works. All the world is under the power of Borei Olam, that is the power of the Torah. I'm telling you all this, few weeks ago, there was in Israel, for the remembering of the Holocaust, they did a special event, and over 40 leaders around the world came to Jerusalem. I believe you know about it. All type of presidents, president from Russia, president from France, from Germany, all the presidents around the world, they came to Jerusalem. Very interesting. And there was a young fellow. This young fellow said he's being mitchazek a little bit. Oh, he wasn't religious. He started to get closer and closer. He works for the Shabak. You know what the Shabak? Shabak is like the FBI, right, in Israel. Shabak. He works for the Shabak, and they told him, your job is to get stick to one of the presidents, and they choose him the president. Which president? President of France, Macron. Macron, what's his name? Anyway, this guy, yeah, he did troubles, this guy, troublemaker. Anyway, this young Israeli fellow said, it's fine. I will be his, security guard. The problem was that Macron decided that he wants to go to the French church in Jerusalem. There is a certain church in Jerusalem, unfortunately. It's called the French church. He wanted to go there. Now this young fellow, he says, what? I'm going to enter to a church? Right now I'm being mitchazek. I'm taking now, more and more. I'm getting closer to God. I'm going to enter to a church. Avodah zarah all around it. He goes to his, to the guy that is on top of him, and he tells him, listen, got to change me president. I'm not going to a church. He said, really? Let me tell you that nobody over here chooses which president is going to take. That's your job, and you must go to that place, follow this president. What's halakha? Are you allowed to enter to a church? Are you allowed to enter to a church? Asur to enter to a church. You want to enter to a mosque, it's different. To enter to a church is asur. It's called makom avodah zarah. You're not allowed to step in. Unfortunately, a lot of people, they go to Europe, especially to France. There is a Notre Dame, whatever, and part of the tours, they go inside the church. It's asur. It's asur. You're not allowed. So this fellow decided to call his rabbi, and he told him, Rabbi, help me out. What should I do? And the rabbi told him, mutar. You're allowed to go to the church. He says, mutar? How come? Going to a church is avodah zarah. And he explained to him that in his case, it's permissible because it's called shalom malchut. What's shalom malchut? Shalom malchut is that if bar minan, something would happen to that president, and they will figure out that it was because a monk of security, who is going to be in trouble? Israel. And why? Because of the goyim. For shalom malchut, for peace in Israel, it's permissible to enter to a church. Chidush. Rabotai, this young fellow got permission according to halakha. He's allowed. But guess what? He was feeling that pain, that I should go into a church. He was praying every day, Borei Olam, help me out. Borei Olam, help. I don't want to go there. Rabotai, do me a favor, don't believe me. You can look in Google, whatever, YouTube. There was a very interesting incident with Macron that same day. They were getting to the old city. And then all of a sudden, at the entrance of the church, Macron gets nuts, gets crazy. He turns up to all the Israeli security and he starts to yell at him, but in such a way, you don't enter here. I want only my security over here. I don't want any Israeli security. Okay, whatever. That's what he said. Rabotai, all Israel were very upset. That's the way how he talks, and blah, blah, blah. He came out and he apologized and he said, I'm very sorry about my behavior and this and that, and I'm sorry. And he didn't realize that it's not him. He didn't realize that Borei Olam is the one that managed every move. Like the Pasuk writes, Lev menachim v'sarim b'yad Hashem. The hearts of the kings and the hearts of the ministers, in the hands of Borei Olam. Rabotai, all these movements, only one tefillah. One tefillah of a Jew that wants to follow Torah and mitzvot. That's the idea. Understanding that the whole world is under the Torah, and Torah is Borei Olam. It's the same thing. But let me tell you one more point. There is a pasuk. The pasuk writes, "Vayavou marata, velo yachelu lishtot mayim imara ki marim hem." they came to a place, it's called Mara. Mara, bitter. Why it's called bitter? Because there was water, but the water was very bitter. Not sweet. Until what happened? Says the Torah, "Vayashlech el hamayim vayimteku hamayim." God says to Moshe Rabbeinu, take a certain piece of wood, throw it to the water, vayimteku hamayim. It's going to turn out to be sweet, and that's what happened. Sham sam lo chok u'mishpat v'sham nisau. Says the pasuk, and from here Rashi learns that as well, and all the Mefarshim, that in Mara, Moshe Rabbeinu taught Am Yisrael a huge amount of mitzvot. Okay? Meaning, the sweetness, the change in the water, the water represents Torah. So Borei Olam told Moshe Rabbeinu, teach Am Yisrael Torah in this place. Sounds good? My question is, so why you call it Mara? Why the place is called bitter? Call him sweeter. If the whole point is to show the miracle that God did, and the whole point of being in that place is what? Is that Moshe Rabbeinu taught Am Yisrael the mitzvot. Call it sweet. Why bitter? But the answer is that if we understand that we have to have our Torah, and the Torah controls the world, the Torah cannot control the world if you don't start controlling yourself. You want to be the owner of the world, you have to be first owner of yourself. And to be owner for ourselves, it's bitter. It's not easy. It's not an easy game to control our anger, to control our pride, to control our bad eye, to control our tongue, not to speak Lashon Hara. That doesn't come as a game. It's bitter. It's hard. But only when a man is ready to leave at the beginning with such challenge, then it's going to turn out to be sweet, and then you're going to be the owner, not only for yourself, for the whole entire world. And here comes what Chachamim are teaching us. Lefum tzara agra. According to the effort is your payment. Because all what Borei Olam is asking from us is to see how much we're ready to give from our own comfortability. Comfortability it's called? Our comfort zone. I'm telling you a story that happened last week. It was published at least last week, or this week. There was, at the days of the great Rabbi Steinman, alav shalom, two boys from yeshiva came to the Rabbi. These two boys are not Israeli boys. They are South American boys. I don't know exactly which country. I believe Argentina. You're going to understand why in a minute. But what happened? South American boys, they love soccer. They love soccer. I'm right? Yeah. They love so much the soccer that they can be boys in yeshiva learning Torah the whole day, but when there is a game of soccer, they must see it. This is a mitzvah deoraita. Fine. They go to the yeshiva in Israel, and Israeli yeshivot, they don't understand that mindset. What do you mean, you're going to watch a game? You're in yeshiva. This is not, Are you serious or you're not serious? Anyway, don't tell me it was right, it wasn't right. That's not the point. They catch these two boys. There was a Super Bowl, I think it's called. I don't know, no, not Super Bowl. Something like Super Bowl for soccer. Okay? It's the Clásico. All right? Boca River. Good. So the Clásico was coming in. Oh, before the Clásico, I'm sorry. There was a game. And the game, they went to see the game. And they caught the two guys watching the game, Bar Minan. They brought them to the yeshiva. The Rosh Yeshiva was very upset. And he said, Halasna, you're out of here. And they threw him out from yeshiva.
two boys, what? Out from yeshiva? Just because we went to a game? But listen, Rabbi, this is, we're used to. I don't care, you leave. Not easy. They knew that Rabbi Shteiman and Rabbi Shalom had a lot of good contact with their Rosh Yeshiva. So they decided to go to Rabbi Shteiman and to beg him. Chacham, please, we beg you, speak with the Rosh Yeshiva to bring us back. We did a mistake. We didn't realize that it was so bad. They go to the rabbi hears the whole thing, and then the rabbi tells them, no problem. I will do it, I will speak with the Rosh Yeshiva. Just promise to me that for 1 month, you're not going to watch games. Now that's, by the way, this is in parentheses. Always, when you have something that it's very hard for you to control, never commit yourself not to do it again ever. That's Yetzer Hara talking. The way how to control a temptation or something that it's hard, you have to put small and short limits. From now until next week. From now until 3 more weeks. From now until 1 month. Once you get there, again, a little bit more. And then a little bit more, and you're going to get used to it. That's what the rabbi told them. Guys, I'm not expecting from you to stop watching games. I'm just telling you, if you commit yourself 1 whole month and not to watch soccer games, I call up the Rosh Yeshiva and you're in. 2 boys, Rabbi, we commit ourselves. The rabbi got in contact with the Rosh Yeshiva. The boys are getting in back. Everything was going great. And then they forgot. They forgot that the week later, there was a super, whatever it is. Yeah, the finals of the Classico of the I don't know which games. And they said, what? We're going to miss that game? We're not going to watch. If we knew, if we were remembering that there was this game, we wouldn't commit ourselves so quickly to Rabbi Shteiman not to watch any more games. But now they commit. What they decide to do? They decided to go to the rabbi and to tell him, Chacham, Mehila, after the game we commit. This game is impossible. And the rabbi started to ask all type of questions, but why is so important? And they explained to him, and there is a game. So he asked him, 1 second, there are Yehudim or Goyim? No, Rabbi, everything Goy. So what do you care about Goyim? He said, Rabbi, you don't understand. It's part of our blood. So, after the whole Hidushim that those 2 boys are giving to the rabbi said, you know what? I see that it's very hard for you to control yourself. I cannot tell you not to watch the game. What? Again? What? No. I cannot tell you not to watch the game. I can't. It's very hard for you. If you need to watch the game, you can watch the game. But one thing I can tell you. I cannot tell you not to watch the game, but I can tell you that if you guys are not going to watch the game and you're going to commit not to watch until the end of the month, I promise you, siyata dishmaya all your life.
Wow. That's a good bet.
It's up to you. Siyata dishmaya means the help of God in all what you're going to do. Siyata dishmaya, you're going to have all the gates open in front of you. Rabotai, the story goes like this. These 2 boys go back to yeshiva and they start talking in between them what to do, what not to do. One boy, for him was clear. I want siyata dishmaya. So fine, 1 game I'm going to miss it. So what? You have the promise of the Hakam. The other boy inside him, hard. But if his friend is not going to go, Rabotai, the day of the game, boy 1 was sitting down and learning Torah like crazy, nuts. And he learned, a lot of effort. It was hard for him to remember that right now, I don't know which Messi over there is making a goal. It's not easy. The other boy was even harder for him maybe. He wanted really to go and watch the game. But he said, my friend is not going, I'm going to go. But He didn't want to learn as well. Anyway, so he got in between. Now watching the game and now learning. Rabotai, these two fellows, one of them, the boy number 2, they got an issue. He didn't learn, but he didn't go to the game. What happened was, he had a case in the past, he had an accident, and he didn't win the case. That same week, he gets a phone call. That same week, he gets a phone call that the lawyers, the judge decided to watch again, to see again all the papers, and he got over 30,000 shekels, okay? 30,000 shekels in that case. That same week. The other boy is watching and he sees his friend, my friend. He got Baruch Hashem. And that I went to learn, what about me? Rabotai, this boy didn't even realize. At the beginning in the yeshiva, it wasn't so slow. He started to become more known in the yeshiva. Best boys in yeshiva wanted to learn with him chavrutot. The boy started to grow spiritually. He got to the age of shidduchim. He gets one of the best shidduchim with the father of the kala. Wealthy man, promised him a whole house, car, all what he needs to sit down and to learn Torah for 5 years. And not only that, he starts learning Torah. After the 5 years, he gets one of the highest positions in Israel in one of the yeshivot. He says, you know what I learned? I learned the difference in between me and my friend. My friend also got the promise of the rabbi. The small difference was how much of an effort that day was for him and how much of an effort that day was for me. And according to the effort and how hard it was and how bitter it was, I get the result even greater than my friend. My friend got a great result. But believe me, my result was even greater. Why? Vayavo marata. You come into a place where it's bitter. You have to know from that place, from this challenge, it's the only way to become a greater man and to be successful in life. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen. Amen.